So what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael Gardner, aka Blue Fox 22, and I come to you bearing a special gift. I was contacted by Peter Lipert of Psilocybe Games. I purposely kept that in my head, Psilocybe Games, because they wanted me to showcase their lovely game, Artificer, which is this game here on the screen right now. They are getting ready to release this game on Steam. I will leave a link down in the description below for not only Artificer, but for Psilocybe Games' webpage. And also for their Reddit page, if Peter wants me to. If he doesn't want me to leave a link to the Reddit, it won't be there. But if you're curious, send me an email and then I'll talk to Peter about it. But yeah. This is Artificer, science of magic. So yeah, it is a survival roguelike game. I say roguelike in the simple fact that it is an easy game, but it can be very difficult if you don't pick up on the basics right away. So, some key points about this game. This is a very diverse alien world. You are a futuristic scientist, as you can tell from our futuristic spaceship here, but you crash landed on an alien world, and now you have to explore this alien world in order to survive. So, basic controls. Now, I don't know if you know about this, Peter, or not. I don't know if they're planning on it. But you do have some control as far as a controller is concerned, a joystick, if you will. I can control the main character with the joystick, but I can't do anything else right now. That being said, keep that in mind. There is something I will tell you about this game before, after we get through some of the basics and stuff. And after I show you some of the gameplay. So controls are mouse and keyboard. WASD, of course. E is to open your inventory. R is to open up your, how should I put it? An easier term to say is your progression, your progression window. This is pretty much this is your research window, your guide, if you will, for the game. So your controls, like I said, are WASD, WASD to move around, and you pretty much have to gather resources. Early on, I moved the paper and the stone. Stone I keep on me because you can use it as a pseudo weapon for right now. So your main goal right now is to survive. How are you going to survive? Well, you have to explore and you have to do research. And by do research, I mean literally do research. So as you can notice, there's this hourglass over this strange plant here. This hourglass is your dead giveaway. When you right click on it, you will examine that particular item and you will gain research points for a particular aspect. In this case, we got 5 research points for researching this plant, which is now called dotted algae, and we can collect it. Now you can collect it before you do your research on it, but you want to do research on anything new before you collect it. Over here we have trees. Yet again, we'll right click, we'll examine it. You've examined the tree and named it the Whalewood. Gain 6 survival research points. So we'll left click on this tree. And since we don't have any tools, right now the only thing we can get from trees are sticks. It's not the end of the world, you know. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You're only gonna get so many. I believe 2 to 4 sticks, I believe, per tree early on. Yet again, you got some more dotted algae. Now you will notice some things are awry. You may notice there's a lack of music. There are a lack of sounds. There's no ambiance. That is because this game isn't pre-alpha, and I will give my opinion about the game after we're done doing a little bit of exploring. Right here we have another plant. Right click on that. We gain some more survival points. You've examined the bush and decided to name it the Red Twig. Ah, my arch enemy, the nemesis of this game. We examine this. We have new research that can be unlocked, but we also gained 6 survival points from researching a razor-sharp edged plant named snakeweed. This plant is evil. We need this plant early on, but when you gather it, you take damage. You can take anywhere from 1 whole point of damage to as low as a tenth of a point of damage. It's random. So yeah, you want to be careful when you gather up snakeweed. There's another plant that you want to be careful when you're gathering up snakeweed as well, but we'll get into that in a little bit. We have here. Ah, you've examined the stump. Gain 3 survival points. Okay. So there are little creatures running around. There are things that do go bump in the night and in the day, but we'll worry about those later if you do want to see an LP of the game. This little guy here. You've examined the strange creature and named it the Feather Rat. You've gained 12 research points. Now, the harder it is to research something, the more points you get out of it. In that case, the Feather Rat is pretty difficult to research because it likes to dart around a lot. Okay, so my word of advice to you, right now, keep this area right here around your ship as your main base. And if you do go exploring, go in one of the cardinal directions, north, south, east, or west. Up, down, left, or right. And don't stray from that path. If you want to look for something and you know it's in a general direction, go in one direction to get there. Later on, when you have enough resources and a better way to defend yourself, then you can go exploring and go, you know what? I'm not too worried about the ship anymore. It's damaged. I can't fix it. I'm not worried about this. Let's move on. Let's go exploring more and figure out what's going on here. So right now, early on, we can't do much, if anything at all. What we can do, however, is using the crafting table that's built into our ship, we can create 4 things. An improvised axe, an improvised pick, a research desk, and a basic workshop. Well, the basic workshop and the research desk require wood. Whalewood logs. We can't get those because we don't have any way of getting logs. So right now, we're going to craft 2 things. An axe and our pick. Now, the game is very intelligent. It can actually use resources that are in your inventory. You don't have to have them on your hotbar in order to use them. The scroll wheel will select what items are on your hotbar. You could do 1, 2, 3, and 4, so on and so forth, to select items in your hotbar as well. And yeah, so now that it's daytime, we can actually go and gather more resources again. And you will always gain survival points. How, you may ask? Well, each day you survive, I believe it's 10 points. You will always get 10 points each day you survive. See? Gain 10 survival points, survival research points. You survived another day. So you'll never be without survival research points. So you may be asking, well, what are these research points used for? I will explain that. So right now, in order to get our next 2 items, we need wood. Well, how are we going to get that? Well, we have our improvised axe, our stone axe. If we take our axe and we left click on the tree, these little guys will pop out. Now these little guys don't hit too hard. What they do that really sucks is they poison you. Okay, so we gained some research from examining that. You examine the insect's corpse, gained 10 survival research points. Sometimes when you hit these whalewood logs, they will wail. When they wail, there's a dead giveaway to you that something may live in them. And the wailing is actually the bugs. That's a dead giveaway that there is something in those trees. And you shouldn't hit that tree. In this case, I had a bad instance where the minute I hit the tree, it popped out. So usually they don't pop out right away like that. I'm having no luck. So that wail you hear, it's actually the worm wailing. Pretty much is a nice way of telling you, hey, stop hitting my tree or I'm going to hurt you. But yeah, when you cut down the tree, you also get logs. Get logs and sticks. Now I don't know if it's because the game is still well, early, that it's a slight bug or not, but I did run into 2 instances of the tree not wailing and a worm came out, and then another instance where the tree did wail, but I needed the wood in order to progress, and there was nothing in it. So yeah, I don't know if it's because of that or not, but something to keep in mind. So if you do have a better way of defending yourself, then you could take the risk and just chop down the tree anyway. But my advice for you early on, don't do it. Just don't do it, it's not worth it. But now that we have enough wood, we can go ahead and get ourselves our research table and desk. So we need 5 for the desk, and we need 10 for the workshop. So we have just enough for both. Okay. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So we'll bring our, that was the workshop over there, and we'll bring our research desk there. And now we're going to go to the research desk. So we're here on the research desk. Can't do but much of anything. It says insert research scroll here. Well, we don't have any research scrolls. How do we get them? Well, you may notice down here, this tells us how many points we have in a particular aspect. In this case, we have 57 points in survival. So how do we get those research scrolls? Well, if you hit R and you go into your research tab, well, you'll get different aspects along the sides. In this case, we have survival and we have astrobiology. We'll worry about that one in a bit. So now with survival, we have 3 things to unlock. I would suggest doing sneakweed bending first, herb lore second, and then worry about heat treatment later. Reason being, we need some things for heat treatment that we can get after we get these 2. So I would say snakeweed bending first. Now that we have that, we got ourselves a research scroll for snakeweed bending. So we're going to come over to our research table. We're going to take our scroll and we're going to place it here. Now you're going to get one of 3 mini games. I believe there's 3 or 4. This is the locked chest of knowledge. This locked chest of knowledge contains the information we need in order to unlock snakeweed bending. So when we unlock snakeweed bending, we're going to get a particular item that will help us with our next goal in our research table. So what we have to do is we have to pick one of these three aspects here. I would say elements, not aspects, because this is an aspect, these are elements. We have to pick one of these three elements that go in one of these 4 slots to unlock the chest of knowledge. So in this case, we're going to pick death. I'm going to call it death. We lucked out. So death goes here. What's going to happen is you're going to get one of 3 states for these little latches here. It's either going to be no, yes, but it goes into a different slot, or yes, it goes in this slot. So we're going to continue with death. No. Yes. No. Alright, so now that we have that, it's telling me, okay, these two tell me, yes, death goes in the chest of knowledge, but it doesn't go in that particular slot. The downside is, it doesn't differentiate between each slot. It's saying, yes, death goes in these 2 slots, if you put one here, but it's still registering that even though you already have them in those slots. So that's a little bit of a bug that I hope they fix, because each time you use an element, you lose 1 point in that particular aspect. So now I'm going to use this one. So we got a no for that and a yes for this. So now that we got a no, it doesn't go in this slot, but it does go into this particular chest of knowledge. That tells me that there's only one aspect left, and that is, I'm going to say the element of earth. And there we go. We have our snakeweed bending. So those 3 elements made sense. We are using death because we have to kill the plant in order to use it. Oh, we unlocked a new research. And we are using the element of earth because that's where the plant came from. It came from earth. But because we unlocked that, we get some flavor text here for snakeweed bending. This time, grass cuts you. And then we get an introductory little blurb here about the about the aspects of what you've just learned. So in this case, intrigued by the snakeweed's ability to move, you decided to turn it to your advantage. After careful examination, you identify focal nerve points on the leaf surface. Depressed and in a correct way, they produce a permanent change in the spatial structure of the blade. Congratulations, you've discovered a strong mimetic material that can be used for wickerwork and ropes. Now, to bandage the bleeding palms. In this case, this one aspect so far, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a little bit, gives us snakeweed rope. And with 5 snakeweed and 3 branches, we can make a rope at our little research table here, or at our workshop table. So that's that. Next, we have primitive warfare, and then we have herb lore. I would suggest you do primitive warfare. Now, there's nothing stopping you from getting all the research papers. But like I said, you want to go for certain ones before you do anything else. So the reason why I'm holding off on herb lore is because, well, primitive warfare. And again, another research. This is another chest of knowledge. So we'll see if this goes. That goes there. No. 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 This doesn't go here in the chest of knowledge at all. So that tells me the rest of those are mountain. Well, earth. Alright, so now that we unlock that. Primitive warfare. If civilization is an opposite, has an opposite, it is war. War predates humanity's ascent into sentience. Now, just like those antediluvian apes, you have nothing to defend yourself with but sticks and stones. Faced with the immeasurable dangers of the planet, you come up with some simple designs. Stone Spear will help you keep aggressive beasts at a distance, and the Shell Knife will come in handy in close encounters. The Shell Knife can be used for other things as well, but yes, close encounters as well. It might not be much, but having any kind of weapon will make you feel safer and potentially save your life. And this unlocks 2 items so far. We have the Stone Spear and the Shell Knife. The Shell Knife we're not worried about just yet because we can't make that just yet. But the Stone Spear is the way to go. This is what I want right now. And that's why I held off from learning Herb Lore, for the simple fact that now we get Herb Lore. And now we have a new minigame. This is minigame number 2. Your goal is to heat this cauldron up, but to that point. So you have to figure out what element goes into this cauldron in order to get this to rise up. So in this case, that makes it go down, that makes it go way up. So this is a negative, Earth is a positive. That's a negative, that's a positive. And what? Nope, that's no, way too low. Too high. A little bit more. Way too low. Come on, we're getting there. We'll go up. Tank it down, and not good enough. Come on. Ah. And up. Running low on points here. Come on. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Higher. It's not good enough? Ooh, this one's tough. This one's tricky. There, 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 there. Oh, this one's mean. I'm low on points. No. We're so close. 4 more. 3 more. That's not good enough. Come on. Not enough research points. So yeah, now I have to wait in order to finish this research. So yeah, we gotta wait. So what you can do while you're waiting is to go find different things to help boost your research points. Put that away for now. And since we're out, we're gonna have to really wait. Probably till the next day or so on and so forth. So while we're waiting, we can come in here. And we already have a research desk. We already have a workshop. Can't make the shell knife, but we can craft a stone spear. Oh, that makes me so mad because we were so close to. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to call it an episode here. You pretty much get the premise of how the game works. I'm going to do an LP of this, but not right away. The reason being is, surprise, surprise, this game is a pre-alpha. Yes. Peter contacted me and he wanted me to showcase this game before it was released out on Steam in Q2 of this year. I don't know when exactly they're releasing it on Steam as of today's date, which is May 8th, 2018. But when I do know, when I do know when they release it, I will gladly let you all know, and we will definitely be doing an LP of the game. I'm gonna leave it here, and then we're gonna come back to continue on from where we leave off. But yeah, like I said, this is a pre-alpha, and you know, minus certain things not being in the game, minus certain things not being implemented just yet, Peter and, you know, the rest of your crew at Psilocybe Games, it's him and his wife. He actually told me. You guys, you two have outdone yourselves. This is amazing. They did make a game previously. It is called Balthazar's Dream, and I do plan on getting that one. I do plan on getting that one for myself. That game looks amazing, and I will leave a link to that as well in the down in the description below. That looks amazing as well. And Peter, the only thing I can say is you've outdone yourself, not only with Balthazar's Dream, but you've outdone yourself with Artificer. I can't wait to see how this game is going to evolve. I can't wait to see how this game is going to blow up. And I can't wait to see how this game is going to just become more than what it already is, given the simple fact that this game so far is already amazing. Just the feel of it, the circumstances that the character's in, the risk versus reward factor, because I can stay in my home base all day, all night if I want to, but eventually I'm going to have to take the risk and venture out. Did I prep for that adventure? You know what I mean? Did I prep to, you know, do I have the appropriate tools? Do I have the appropriate weapons? I don't know if you're going to implement armor or not. I don't know if you're going to implement a durability system for that. Down here on the right hand side where the mouse is right now, it's I guess a sanity meter or your mana meter or whatever it may be. I don't know if hunger's going to be implemented, but you know, these are the things you have to think of when you're playing a survival game, especially with this, because on one of my test recordings that I did, I died and I had to start all over. It hurt, but it was fun because it made me, okay, now I know that this certain creature is in this certain area at this time of the day. Don't go there, or if I do go there, be prepared for a fight. And when I died, it was wholeheartedly my fault. It wasn't, you know, cheap game mechanics. It wasn't a game bug because it's pre-alpha. It was, I wasn't prepared. I didn't have any healing items, which that's why I did things the way I did things for this, to show you that, hey, get your weapon first before you venture out to go and get your next step, which is what I was trying to do but I ran out of research points. Unlocking that particular research that we were working on allows you to craft healing items. So yeah, now that you craft your healing items, we can go venture out, gather the resources we need for healing items, come back to base, make what we need in order to make the healing items, and then we can go ahead and go, okay, now it's time to explore. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's go north, south, east, west, north, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, whatever, you know. Let's figure out what's going on and how the heck are we getting off this planet? And if we can't get off this planet, how are we going to survive and live here? So with that said, you know, thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you, Peter, and the rest of you at Psilocybe Games for giving me this opportunity to showcase this game. You know, this like I said, so far, this being pre-alpha, it gave me goosebumps when I first started to play it, because this is amazing. I find myself playing this game every now and then above anything else. I do want to apologize it took so long for me to do the video. I've been having video issues, I've been having computer issues, health issues, work. So yeah, it just, I got slammed so hard, you know, real quick right after you sent me that email. So yeah, thank you, Peter, and forgive me for taking so long. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we survived another day. Let's see if we can finish the research real quick before I completely sign off. I only got 10, so let's make it count. And that one, that one, that one, Nope, not enough. Oh well. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, I am your host, Michael Gardner, aka BlueFox22. As always, stay safe, stay as healthy as humanly possible, and above all, stay foxy. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. There will be information about Artificer and Psilocybe games down in the description below, as well as links for their other game, Balthasar's Dream, and also my contact information, of course. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all in the next random game review. Bye-bye.